On the 18th of March 2015, Sarge, a Minecraft developer, tweets a mysterious but almost tranquil image of an in-game screenshot. In the image there's a lonely island with what at first glance is a campfire, but with a closer look, what had at first seemed to be a simple build slowly becomes something more. In the center of the camp is never before seen black and rusty block, now to all appearances almost being contained or worshipped by the surrounding forest stands, staring ominously at it. What does this scene mean? What is this black and red block? Why is it there? Today, I'll be exploring the story of Minecraft's most forbidden blocks. Every year, new blocks are added to Minecraft. More than most of these blocks are easily accessible in both survival and creative. But mysteriously, a select few blocks are kept secret by the game and held behind lock and key. One of these forbidden blocks is the well-known command block, an unobtainable block that requires chat commands to get and can only be used in creative mode. But what most people don't know is that the command block has two overlooked sisters. Let's go back in time and explore the story of these sister blocks, back to 2015 when the Minecraft developer Sarge first tweeted this. In the first ever tweet referring to the blocks, Sarge alluded to some news he was happy to announce as soon as something interesting happens, whatever that would be. He accompanied this tweet with the before shown screenshot. The immediate reaction from the community was mixed. Given the block's black and grimy appearance, many believed it to be some kind of cold block or a meteor block. Some even thought it to be a ritual block or a new light source. But as the developers would have it, it turned out to be something much cooler. Fast forward to the 8th of April the same year. Sarge again tweets a cryptic screenshot, this time more directly alluding to the new block with a close-up of an encased and perhaps even captured block. Later the same day, he again tweets alluding to the screenshot and writes an almost riddle-like message. How about a block that players can't get, can't be found in the world, but its effect to the world is visible and exciting? With this enigma of a message, many in the community began to become very intrigued by this block and the mystery around it, and rather fittingly, the block seen in the screenshot was dubbed the mystery block. Almost a week later, Sarge would again tweet something cryptic. In Sarge's tweet was a screenshot and again a confusing message accompanying it. So much water, but I prefer to start on a small island so that I have to manage the space that's available. Did this refer to the first screenshot of the block, or was it a simple red herring designed to lead the community astray? Maybe the answer would be found in the screenshot. In the in-game image were multiple objects. There were chests with banners above them, item frames containing armor stands, some stained glass, and more strikingly, a weird collection of white dots, presumably hiding something from the eyes of the viewer. Lastly, there it was again. In the 6th hotbar slot was the same block from before. The rusty, grimy and black block sitting there ominously taunting us with its presence yet again. In the replies to the tweet, many inquired about the block, asking what it was called, and when it would be available in the game. But sadly, their questions would be unanswered. For a while, no new tweet came. For a while, we wouldn't see or even hear about the block. Not before 2 months and 10 days later, on June 24th, would a new tweet come from Sarge. Surprisingly, he plainly and directly explained that the mystery block he's been teasing was a technical block which is only used internally. In other words, it's a block only used by the developers and would never be in a future update. The mysterious block that had caught the imagination of so many in the community had been revealed, but as a two-sided sword, the news of the block also came with the knowledge that it would never be in the game, and this left many in the community disheartened. This sadness was echoed in the replies, and many came forward with feedback and ideas of ways the block could be incorporated, but it seemed that the block was destined to never become a part of the game. Still though, some held on to hope and pointed out the first tweet that Sarge had tweeted. The interesting thing he mentioned was by many suspected to be Minecon, the annual convention that Mojang holds to celebrate Minecraft and reveal their plans for upcoming updates. And with Minecon just a week away, many looked forward to a possible showcase of the block, but until then, all they could do was sit, wait, and hope for the best. The 2 days Minecon was held on was the 4th and 5th of July, and fortunately on the 5th, what the community had hoped for came to be. the mysterious block was shown on a live stream.
Similarly, Michael has a live demo.
Oh yeah, we are trying this. And
a live demo where we're going to talk about the new end buildings and a mysterious new block type even.
the people who follow me on Twitter know about a mystery that they would like to see solved. So what the community called the mystery block, because it was so mysterious, we actually call it the structure block. And what the structure block allows us is to actually help us generate these. So I'm loading a world now, and this is actually not my word. I stole this from Jens, so some of the secrets might be in there. The block I created, the structure block, allows us to create these structures more easily and use them in code. And Jens took them and made these different parts that you might recognize if you saw the structure earlier. Let me show you here's the structure block. If we place the block in the world somewhere, we can use it in different modes. I should probably just drop one down on the ground, show you how it looks. So you see there's a small D on it. We have 4 different modes for the block. D is the default mode, which just means data. And if I open the GUI of this block, you will see that it says data. The interesting part is that we have different modes on this block. So the most important one is save, which basically allows us to build a structure in the world instead of in code, which is a huge improvement, and then save it to a new file on our drive. So it's much easier to just build it in the game and then just say, hey, we want this part to be saved as basically like a building block.
Finally, the community had gotten some answers. The mystery block's real name was the structure block and had been used by the developers to create structures and generate them. With this revelation, the original screenshot from 5 months before could possibly have been part of a test of the block's functionality, but possibly also a simple first reveal meant to cause thrill and mystery to create some talk around the block. Either way, the mysterious block was no longer so mysterious, and its purpose had finally been revealed, but still it wasn't in the game. However, this seemed to be only momentary, as in the next snapshot, the block's textures would be added, although the block itself would still be unusable, as its interface was still developer only. But with this addition, it seemed promising to believe that the block would be added completely in the future. And with 1.10, this came to be true. Along with a makeover done by Jeb himself, the complete block was added together with its interface, and assumingly due to the community's nickname for the block and the story behind it, Jeb mentioned he was told by Sarge to make them feel mysterious. With hindsight, the riddle tweets now also begin to make sense. The first message could easily refer to the structure block. By nature, the block was only used internally, and so the players couldn't get it, and likewise it can't be found in the world, but still has a visible and exciting effect. When it comes to the second message, its meaning is a bit more obscure. The tweet is difficult to relate to the structure block, which is why I suspect it was just a simple red herring. But I'm not sure, and I'd love to know what you think in the comments below. Today, as of 1.19, the block has been split into 2 blocks, the structure block and the Jigsaw block. These are both available using the /give command and are used primarily by mapmakers to make randomly generated dungeons. But they can also be used by the general player base as a copy and paste tool for the builds they've created, or even an erasure tool to clear out space. I'd like to give a special thanks to the MacLeod Wiki team for the amazing article on the structure block, which helped me a lot in putting this video together. If you enjoyed and want to see more, please subscribe, and thank you for watching.